Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you truly from the bottom of my heart for joining along for another live stream. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. As you may or may not know, I've been dealing with some pretty tough times given that Mommy Rabbit is gone. So, I guess I should be grateful that the trolls or delusional fanboys haven't reared their ugly heads. Because, I haven't had to ban anyone over the last week, which is uncommon. I will say that it's uncommon. Granted, I was talking a lot about my dead mom, but yeah, we're still going to be talking about her every single time. Loved her dearly. But yes, things are just all over the place, it seems like, in the US of A, given that there has been a lot of meltdowns and derangement emanating from Trump winning. Oh, there are so many people that are butthurt, and that includes the NRS devs. So we're going to be taking a look today at what Jandy said. I could not find his account, mainly because I was on a burner Twitter account so that I can look at Ghosty Girl. Yeah, on my regular account, I do have saved Jonathan Anderson's senior production manager at NRS. I have his Twitter saved to that one, so I was able to find his profile, and it seems like these developers don't care about Mortal Kombat, nor do they care about the players, nor anything to do with the game. They just don't care about. It seems like the number one priority for some people is politics. So that's not fun. So we're going to be taking a look at that. But also, yesterday was the quarterly conference call for the third quarter of 2024 for WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery. And, I would say that the game segment of business is much smaller compared to the rest of the studios and networks and HBO Maxes that Warner Brothers is pushing on to people. I would say games is a smaller segment of that. However, gaming receives a lot of blame during any of these quarterly conference calls, no less for Mortal Kombat. So they actually identify Mortal Kombat being one of the underperforming assets for the third quarter. And I find it very fascinating because here we've got developers who aren't doing their job. On the other hand, we have corporate bigwigs saying gaming is in trouble. How do these people not get fired? That is the question. How do they not get fired? What are they doing? So yeah, we're gonna be taking a look-see at some of the snippets of blame and plans for the future, because yes, they do talk about what they're planning for, in my opinion, Mortal Kombat 1, as well as any potential other games. Oh, yes, we learn about their release strategy. This was a very interesting quarterly conference call. So I look forward to these. I don't think the other YouTube losers who talk about Mortal Kombat, I don't think they're talking about this shit. So yeah, fun. Fun. So we're going to have some fun taking a look at that stuff. But I think I have some other randomness applied. Hello, Great Gaming. Hello, DB. Thank you. Leave a like or get out. This is me moving on from grief. Leave a like or get out. I strongly encourage you, if you don't like what you're watching, to go hold your mommy's hands. Yes, go hold mommy's hands. Okay, here we go. So, taking a look at the numbers, here we still see that MK11 is surpassing MK1. MK11 in blue, MK1 in green. These are Steam concurrent user numbers. Pretty representative of what's on console. So here you're seeing that Tekken 8 just outperforming. People like a Tekken 8. People don't like a Mortal Kombat 1. And isn't that safe to know? It's very good to know. But I found this. Do you know who this is? This is Blair White, and she was doing some, like, I guess this is a podcast? I would say it's an interview. This dude was interviewing Blair White, and Blair White was talking about the transing of celebrity kids, including Natara. And I was like, what? Okay, so let's go.
And that's why when you get up to the upper echelon, you actually do see like rich, powerful Black families having trans kids, because then it becomes, when you hit a certain level of money and power, I think that people assume everyone's kind of equal. And I wish it was like that on the lower levels too, but it is what it is. It's status. You have Megan Fox with multiple trans kids. I mean, yeah, the odds of that are just impossible. There isn't even odds. It's impossible.
Well, it's child abuse then, isn't it?
It is. And
oh my God. Not that Natara is child abusing her babies. I'm dying. That brings me joy. How much joy. So they're saying that this one here, Megan Fox, transing her kids equals child abuse. I didn't say it, but it is a very amusing, Jesus. So I know that she called her children gender non-conforming. I can't with this. Trans kids? Okay, so she has 3 kids, Noah, Bodhi, and Journey. But are they all gender non-conforming? I'm not getting... Oh my God. Is that a girl or a boy? Is that a girl or a boy? Are they non-binary? What are you telling? Oh my God, they're all sons. Oh my God, they're all sons. So, like, I guess, like, you could think back upon the day of when Celine and Renee, they had that boy child, and he had really long hair. And everyone was like, is that a girl? But this one is purposefully gender transitioning her children. How very nice. I'm not sure what else you could call it. But let's hear Blair White call it again.
It is. And I think transitioning kids, Megan Fox with multiple trans kids. I mean, yeah, the odds of that are just impossible. There isn't even odds. It's impossible.
Well, it's child abuse then, isn't it?
It is. And I think transitioning kids at all is child abuse.
Well, very interesting. I find it very fascinating. So this came out just yesterday. I do like a Blair White. I think she's interesting. But, yeah, it's child abuse. That's what they say. Okay. So we've got more updates on Dominic. So Dominic's gone back to Twitter. I thought his bitch ass got off Twitter. Now he's out here reposting more dumb things. I'm sorry. Poor choice of words. Because it seems like the developers of NRS are calling people dumb. Uneducated? There's a lot of that word going around. Uneducated. Stop calling people uneducated. Life is an education unto itself. How dare they? From Ipsos last month, people who answered factual questions about inflation, crime, and immigration incorrectly were more likely to opt for Trump, while those who answered correctly preferred Harris. Disinformation and lack of basic education and knowledge are destroying us. I mean, like, this just brings to mind this guy here on YouTube. His name is Cash Jordan. And, like, I do enjoy watching him because he makes these videos about New York City and how there's so much crime and how they can't prosecute because if you steal less than $1,000, they're released same day. Oh, yes, this is part of the progressive idea of thinking that these people are stealing because they just need to feed their families instead of trying to turn a profit. Oh, so, like, I feel like people who say these kinds of things and rely on statistics or whatever, they're not really, like, trying to see what's going on in the real world. Me and Mommy may have never really gone outside, but we loved watching the news. We loved hearing personal experiences, and I think it's personal experiences that really clue you in. Whatever. So yeah, this is interesting. So they're saying that people who are dumb, apparently, more likely to opt for Trump, while those who answered correctly preferred Harris. I'm sorry, why is a developer for NRS allowed to call half of its player base dumb because of whoever they vote for? I mean, if we were to extrapolate poll results to player base of MK1, then it would be that more of the people who play MK1 in America voted for Trump. You're calling your player base dumb. How do you expect people to spend money on your dumb game? I don't get it. What's going on? What's going on? So misinformed views on immigration, crime, and economy correlated with... Okay, whatever. So they say here, Morning Joe, for people who are feeling hopeless and powerless in this moment, you are not powerless. When Donald Trump was elected, he said he was going to get rid of the ACA. What is an ACA? Anal cock ass. I don't know. You know what happened? People got active. They called their members of Congress. They went to meetings. What the fuck? What? A 3-minute clip? Okay.
How many Hispanics voted for Donald Trump? And oh my God, how many black men voted for Donald Trump? He still got 4 million less votes in 2024 than he got in 2020. So
what is this game of semantics? I'm not seeing the numbers, babes. I needed to see them on screen. Then I'll believe it.
They could have easily made that up, but they didn't come out and vote in what many of us thought was the most important election of our lifetime.
No.
Oh, Steffi, thank you for letting me know it's Obamacare. Got it. Is it gone? Where did it go? Tell me when it's gone. Then I could believe all of this fear-mongering. So, yes, Dominic, his little postie here, he's gotten doubled the responses over whenever I last made one of these live streams. So, he only had, like, this sad frog meme as a form of condolence and support. Everyone seemed pretty upset with him. And it seems like more people left more upset comments. They're like, bye. If you want to do one better, leave NRS too. You completely destroyed MK Lauren's story. When will people start realizing that he inserted his political propaganda into the game? I don't care what side you're on. Stop trying to convince me of something. Can't we just have sexy boobies and sexy dicks? Like, where are all of those? Like, there's none. Everyone's not sexy. Okay, not focused on that lady jumping. Good riddance. Please leave NetherRealm while you're at it. And oh, this is a good one. Stop infecting Mortal Kombat with your Marxist ideologies. That's good. I do like that. Thank you, Donald Trump, to lead us to witness this moment. Hope Trump can also save MK's currently damaged, lousy story. Okay, your woke propaganda has ended. So I don't think he got any, like, lovely comments. Where is the, where is the more? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. So we're going to be taking a look at that. They are focusing on Mortal Kombat. So, this is the other account that I was looking for that I couldn't find. But I found it now. What is this picture? Is this blackface? What is this? Why is he doing this? So this is Jandy. I guess he now has a personal account. And on his personal account, you can see that they are fighting with the players. Why are the devs engaging with the players like this? Because of the elections. This is all because of the elections? Question mark. Why? It seems insane. So here we've got, let's scroll. We have to scroll a little bit. We get a little bit of politics here. Mr. Biden, I need you to stand up, straighten your back, and make some things shake before your departure. Okay, very nice. But here we get Jandy retweeting and agreeing with the idea that Americans are just like really, 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 really fucking dumb. What's going on? So, people respond to him. Here we've got the shill. That disgusting DEI shill who has it in his bio. Like, he has the DEI hashtags right there. So he's like, oh no, broken heart. I haven't noticed him post anything on Dominic's. I guess there was too much negativity there for him to say anything positive. But yes, here, someone says, nothing to see here, folks. Just another woke lefty NRS employee, ex-employee, being thick. No wonder they're making shit virtue signaling DEI games nowadays. Say hi to your pal Dominic for me. Bet he's cooped up in his bathroom bawling his eyes out. I get the sense that a lot of these people who are acting like this are just sore losers. There's no reason to be crying. I lost my mom. She's dead. That's something to cry for. Crying over an election? Like, yeah, Jandy needs to look in a mirror and not tell people to get a life. But he should try and get a life. If your life is all about this politics that you try to push on people, like, you're never going to convince everyone, so why even bother? So insane. So great advice from someone who makes video games for a living, laughing my ass off. Ass backwards like everything you say. Okay. So, I mean, Jandy, senior production manager at NRS, is getting into it on the Twitter. Guy, calm down. Like, don't you have something better to do with your social media? Like, contact a loved one. This is what I urge everyone. 15 of you here. 10 of you haven't gotten the message. Leave a like or get out. If you don't like this, go spend time with your eldest loved one. Cherish that time. Okay, so here you go. Calling yourself dumb is certainly a choice. This is someone called MK1 Insider. The context, if you could read it, is I am calling Trump voters dumb. So once again, if we were to extrapolate polling results to the player base of MK1, a lot of people voted for Trump. So by essence, a lot of your player base also voted for Trump. To ignore what your player base is doing just because you want to virtue signal, that's insane. And it's a lot of like coping, a lot of like looking for answers, blaming people. It's the effing blame game, but on Twitter, coming from the developers, calling its players dumb. The only reason why I follow Jandy is because he's from NRS. And to think that this is their behavior, why is this allowed at NRS? These kind of political shenanigans should not be occurring. Even Steffi is better behaved. Right? Think about that. Steffi Brownback is better behaved than these individuals. So why are they allowed to have a Twitter? And I understand that he deleted his official NRS Twitter, but it's not hard to find his personal one. I don't get it. So I guess he's using also kind of the left. The left that are so sorry and sore. They are using kind of like my leave a like or get out philosophy. But they're not even asking for a like. They're just saying get out. So Christina Applegate says here, please unfollow me if you voted against female rights, against disability rights. Yeah, that. Unfollow me because what you did is unreal. Don't want followers like this. So yeah, done. Also after today, I will be shutting down this fan account that I had for so many years. Is this even the real Christina Applegate? Is it? Fan account. All these people are so butthurt, and Jandy's reposting it. When's Jandy deleting his Twitter? Delete your personal one too, Jandy. I don't get it. This kind of energy is so stupid because you're not like you're part of a nation. These people voted. This is the democracy. I don't think people who went to the quote unquote insurrection January 6th. What were they even doing? What was the goal of whatever they were doing? Were they just trying to cause a ruckus? They just seem like, wah. But somehow that seems more limited in capacity compared to all the shit that I read on Twitter coming from the developers of NRS. Because that's coming cross borders here to me, here in Canada. WTF, Jandy? Why are you so like that? I mean, I encourage people to spend their time doing something better. Get a new skill, learn a new hobby, learn a new language, spend time with your loved ones. That's more important than playing Mortal Kombat 1. For sure. But I love seeing what these developers are so... Why are they so dumb? What are they doing? So Jandy's also reposting that racism won, Vladimir Putin won. What? Misogyny won, sexism won, global warming won. Not that global warming won something. Could you imagine global warming being best dressed at Miss Universe? And here comes Miss Global Warming. She's wearing a lovely outfit from her native land of Antarctica, where she appears completely naked as all of the ice caps have melted. Please thank Miss Global Warming. Like, that's what it would be like. Not Miss Xenophobia. I'm sorry. What is xenophobic about wanting less people in the country who are illegal? If they haven't come through legal means, if they haven't come through the official processes, then yeah. And I guess those people are going to have those official processes for the next couple of months. That's why they're surging the border now. Very nice. So, yeah, I don't get it. Not that Joe Rogan won. He's mad that Joe Rogan won. How did Joe Rogan win? I didn't see him win shit. Jandy is killing me with all of these dumb politics. Dumb politics. Oh, and he has dirty nails. Like, clean your nails. So, yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Isn't this wonderful? So, yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Did you vote? I think if I voted, I would have spoiled my ballot and I would have voted for my mom. Maybe I'll do that here for Canada elections. I'll vote for mommy. I'll vote Mama Rabbit. Where's our therapist, please? You want to see what she's wearing today? Let's see. I should have checked on that. Transgender. Yes, let's see what she's teaching us today. This is old wig. We need new wig. So she makes these... Oh my god.
Well, good morning, TikTokers. It's the morning of November 8th, 2020.
Good morning, therapist.
24 as I'm recording this. And
this overhead lighting, it's not making the 5 o'clock shadow go away.
This is going to be a short one today. I'm Joanne Culver. I'm a licensed clinical alcohol and drug counselor in private practice, doing business as Diversity Counseling of Nevada.
See, the DEI in action. I love it. So yeah, that's what she looks like. Her hair is giving like Pulp Fiction, but it got stuck in a wind tunnel. So it's really swept back. Very nice. We are dumb, but just for playing the hamster wheel for 14 months. I guess we are dumb for playing the game for so long. But you know what? That hamster wheel turns pretty quickly with a turbo controller. Here, you want to see what I'm doing right now? Street Fighter. Love a Street Fighter. And I'm having Turbo do that. MK1 sucks. There's just no reason to play. The people on January 6th I heard are getting pardoned. Oh no. I also supported Kamala Harris, but at the same time, I think MK1 sucks. Yeah, love it. I mean, I don't care who you support. I love being based in reality as opposed to based in delusion. So I think it's important to realize, yeah, Trump's the leader. I don't think the world's gonna end. I also don't think, like, America is ending. People are acting like the country died. But the ironic thing is, weren't those same people at the Queer for Palestine protest chanting, "Death to America, death to Israel"? Like, okay, it's okay for Israel, not for here with Trump. Like, what? I don't get it. Okay, so, whatever. Hi, Brownback. Would you like a Lunchly DLC? Lunchly deal. I don't know what a Lunchly DLC is. Okay, so yeah, I stumbled across this. I heard a lot of people complaining yesterday on the Twitter about Project 2025. Turns out it's not even something made by Trump. It's something made by the Heritage Foundation, which is something that tries to preserve, like, conservative values or whatever. It's 1,000 pages long, like 922, but it sounds like a boring read. Eventually I'll be making a video on this at some point. But here we come to the thing that I think is probably the most interesting, because this quarterly earnings conference call had a lot of references to Mortal Kombat 1. They were talking about Mortal Kombat. We've mentioned it before, how they rely upon 4 pillars in the gaming segment: Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and DC. Those are their 4 main pillars. But they're saying what they intend on doing for the future years, including some idea of a release strategy, a release schedule, which I think is pretty interesting. Typically, they use these opportunities to blame their failing business on games. And the question is, at this point, when are they just going to license off all of these properties so that they have their hands less involved with game studios? Because that's how games is represented in the profits call here. They are sort of under this idea of studios. Weird. Yeah, weird. So, yeah, this is the investor relations page where you're able to get all sorts of information from the quarterly conference call. It's all public, which I greatly appreciate. It's very good. But we're going to jump around to some key points here in the conference call where they identify things important to the business regarding...
address the work that obviously...
Oh, it's so loud. Regarding video games.
Needs to be done to return our studios business to industry leadership. There have been some real bright spots in our studios business. Our TV studio is on track to have its most profitable year in scripted content in the last 5 years. It's currently making...
So I've included some context here because I think it's important to hear what they're trying to puff up as well. Like, they're really trying to sell their movies, their TV, but apparently Joker 2 didn't do well. And the comparison to last year's Barbie is just too much. Also, there's also the comparisons to Hogwarts Legacy on Switch last year.
Over 80 live-action scripted, unscripted, and animated series for nearly 20 platforms, including all the major U.S. broadcast networks and key U.S. SVOD platforms. And on the motion picture side, our third quarter saw a strong success with Beetlejuice. But even in an industry of hits and misses, we must acknowledge that our studios business must deliver more consistency.
So they group games under studios. So this is why I also had like the positive things of their business.
This applies to our games business, which we recognize is substantially underperforming its potential right now.
So I'm not sure if you caught that, but he is saying that the games business is underperforming. This is David Zaslav. This is the guy who's the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. He is identifying that the whole entire game segment is in trouble.
We must acknowledge that our studio's business must deliver more consistency. This applies to our games business, which we recognize is substantially underperforming its potential right now. We have 4 strong and profitable game franchises with loyal global fans.
So he's lying to people. He's lying to the investors because Mortal Kombat does not have a strong not MK1. Maybe he's talking about MK Mobile. But MK1 has a fraction of what MK Mobile has in terms of dedicated player base. Just look at how many people are playing on Steam. It's so few. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, we're at 1,500 today. That's good. I guess it's peaking for the weekend. Imagine your weekend peak numbers are 1,500. That's so sad. So, yeah, that's insane.
Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC, in particular Batman. We are focusing our development efforts on those core franchises with proven studios to improve our success ratio.
So they're looking at quote-unquote proven studios. So it sounds like they're not shutting down NRS or any other studios that they have been working with previously. Because I would say that part of being proven is that they have previously worked together. But who knows? But on top of that, it sounds like the focus on Mortal Kombat as a key pillar for the video games segment means that NRS is going to have to support that pillar. They're going to have to be making game. And the sad thing is I really don't see how they're supporting the game if there are no more Titan battles, no more new Combat League seasons, no more new Invasion bosses. Like, these are all finite, done. What are we they're going to be supporting a dead game for years? Oh, they are ruining their business at WB. I feel like either someone's not communicating properly to these people, or maybe David Zaslav is just lying to investors because he needs someone to blame and give hope, or what. He's lying. He's just lying. I can't tell. It's really disheartening, though, to hear that, yes, NRS going to be fully focused on Mortal Kombat. No time for DC. You think they're making Injustice 3 after this game? No way. So this is kind of tragic. Really tragic.
Inconsistency also remains an issue at our motion picture studio, as reinforced recently by the disappointing results of Joker 2.
Yeah. Disappointing results is what they say. So the video games are underperforming. They're going to try and double down onto the games by focusing only on 4 games. 4 games. That's it. 4 games. That's insane. So how long are these 4 games supposed to exist for? The live service is not living in Mortal Kombat 1. It's so dead. There's nothing to do. So I am shocked. These are shocking words coming from David Zaslav. So he's the CEO. We're about to hear from the CFO, Gunnar Wiedenfels, who explains just how badly the games performed on a dollar basis.
Our concessions on the linear side have been more than offset by strong gains at D2C. Turning to studios, performance in the quarter was subpar relative to our internal expectations. notwithstanding the difficult comparisons with Barbie last year. Results were impacted by games, for which we took another $100 million plus impairment due to the underperforming releases, primarily Multiverses this quarter.
Okay, just catch that. They're saying $100 million loss because Multiverses underperformed this quarter. What? Is Multiverses in trouble? Let's hear that again.
Was subpar relative to our internal expectations, notwithstanding the difficult comparisons with Barbie last year. Results were impacted by...
Oh, he's talking crazy. I thought he said Farbie. It's Barbie. They're still comparing everything to Barbie from last year.
Games, for which we took another $100 million plus impairment due to the underperforming releases, primarily Multiverses this quarter, bringing total write-downs year-to-date to over $300 million in our games business.
So they had to write off $300 million worth of profits because of the underperforming game segment this quarter. What the fuck? Not that the video games are causing them loss of expected revenue, loss in write-offs. Like, what's going on? Like, this paints a very crazy picture of how well these video games are actually performing money-wise. But good? Great, I guess.
A key factor in this year's studio profit decline. In Q4, we expect games to be flat to modestly better year over year, as last year's launch of Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch platform in November is offset by lower costs.
Okay, so they're saying that we hope games will be better next time we have a phone call. Yeah, games better be doing better by next phone call, because I think at this rate, the games, the studios, NRS, the people who make the Arkham whatever, Rocksteady, I don't know what they're called. They should be worried. They should definitely be on their best behavior. They shouldn't be like a Jandy over here misbehaving on Twitter, calling players dumb. It's just too much. But I think the hope for the company is just to expand HBO Max. That's what they talk about. They're talking about more networks and more direct-to-consumer activities. Yeah, and it doesn't sound like they really want to go to China or India. I thought that would have been like a priority, but they said that the average revenue per user wouldn't be that great. What? You got a whole billion people in each country. That's still not a profit? I'm so confused. So, Warner Brothers Discovery, this was a shocking experience, I'll say. So, let's continue. There are some more crazy things about Mortal Kombat. So, let's go forward to here. So now we're in the portion of the phone call where different investors who are listening in can ask questions to the people in charge. And this is one of the questions, and it gets onto the topic of games.
With JP Morgan, please go ahead.
Hey, thank you for the questions. Post reaching your agreement with Charter in September, interested to know if you've had discussions on similar structures with other distributors, whether you think that model is applicable elsewhere. And then just following up on the studio comments, you pointed out in the past the theatrical slate is one that you've largely inherited from the prior management. How should investors view the differences from this point? What's notable in terms of the approach the current team has brought? Thank you.
Thanks, David. Look, on the studio side, we have an industry-leading TV production business that Channing Dungey runs. It's quite substantial. We have some of the best writers, directors, and we're...
So take note of what they say is the main key factors of the business. It's all of the studios, the different networks that they manage.
Seeing that even in a market that's down substantially, we're really growing with brands, with content that is carried on almost every platform, and generating real economic value. The studio business, it's a long cycle business. We've talked about it for a long time. I think we've made real progress in terms of our focus. We're going to start to see the lineup from James and Peter. They'll be rolling out the first part of a 5 to 10 year plan on DC this summer with Superman, and it's quite exciting what they have in store, because I think DC has a lot of potential, and we've been working on that for 2 years. And Mike and Pam will start to see their lineup this year. So this year and next year, we'll start to see the films, that they had from start to finish, with the talent that they believe was going to generate the most value and the most opportunity for growth for the company.
So once again, they're really banking on these movies to do well. However, if it's like Joker 2, what's going to happen?
And finally, I think we're through some of the worst, and it hasn't been pretty on the gaming business. But
So this is the CEO saying that it's not been pretty on the gaming side of business.
We have 4 games that are really powerful and have have a real constituency that love them. And
okay, he's lying, because I don't love Mortal Kombat. I don't think a lot of people do right now. You can just tell by the player base. So what are these guys trying to lie to people for? WB's in trouble. They're in trouble.
We're going to focus on those 4 primarily, and we're going to go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games. And I think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be steadier. So,
okay, so this is, I think, let me pull it up here, because it'll be good if we can read it too. Okay. So this is a transcript of what he says. So this is good so that we can actually take a closer look at this. This is the release schedule that David Zaslav has in mind for all of the games segment. Yeah. So here he says we have 4 games that are really powerful. What are these 4 games? These must be the mobile games? He must not be talking about MK1. And have a real constituency that love them. And we're going to focus on those 4 primarily. And we're going to go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games. So they are really, he's said this before in other, strategies for games in other conference calls, where they're going to be leaning into multi-platform, free-to-play, live service, all of that, because that's where the money is. And for them, they're estimating it to be at least $3 billion on the table that they're missing out on because they're not properly utilizing these 4 different properties, not Hogwarts Legacy, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, DC. What are the games though for DC? Who's playing DC related game? What's the DC game? Is it like Injustice Mobile or something? NRS is just going to become a mobile company at some point. I think the future is mobile gaming, with at least how David Zaslav is managing it. Not saying that I want that, but I think that's what David Zaslav is saying here. And I think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be a steadier. So I'm very encouraged, our ambition to get back at least 3 billion and then start growing. What? I think that's a vast overestimation. 3 billion? Not when you keep on reporting losses every quarter.
And I think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be steadier. So I'm very encouraged. Our ambition to get back to at least $3 billion and then start growing. And there's a lot of building blocks that with wind at our back in order to get there.
So focus going to be 4 games, unless he misspoke. Like, I'm sure he did misspeak, or he's not properly clarifying it. He's the CEO. He doesn't need to know all that shit. But there's 4 games that they're focusing on. 4 games. Not 15, not 12, not 20. 4. So that's kind of insane. I don't see a future based on what he's saying here that there's going to be an Injustice-like game. Because the focus is going to be on Mortal Kombat, and NRS is the only one who manages Mortal Kombat. Do they have the time, resources, talent, skill to even manage 2 live service games at the same time? I don't think so. Not hopeful. Okay, so we've got here we go. Some more questions rather, coming from investors about touching on these video games.
Essentially, all of the coming years are going to be better than what we saw this year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Benjamin Swinburne with Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Good morning. Gunnar, just to maybe finish up that comment, as we think about the studio, it seems like it's poised to bounce back profit-wise next year nicely. So you gave us the write-downs on the games. Are there any more, maybe in theatrical, that you could quantify? And just want to confirm, you think TV licensing still has healthy growth?
So he wants to know a little bit about why they're writing down all this stuff on the video games. What's going on with the video games, he wants to know.
In 25 versus 24 after the kind of post-strikes.
Oh, yeah, and he wanted to know if it could be applicable to any of the other segments of the business. I mean, this was a worrying conference call if you had money invested in WB.
Snapback. And then, David, just kind of going back to strategic stuff, I think everybody would agree your stock is trading like a company that's declining in earnings, sort of for the foreseeable future.
Not declining in earnings for the foreseeable future. This guy's reading David Zaslav. Guys, I mean, like, I love it. I wish they could like queer it up. They need to have like the shade sound effect from RuPaul's Drag Race every time someone does a read. That would be great. Aww.
I think some look at your company.
Not declining for the foreseeable future. Damn.
So you've got a growth business or growth businesses in the studio and streaming, and you have businesses that are declining in networks, and so why not separate those? So my question to you is, you've talked a lot about kind of one Discovery or one Warner Brothers Discovery since the merger. What are the benefits of owning all these businesses inside of one company? And
great question, because they're not managing all of them correctly.
In sort of the long-term investment opportunity at WBD, or are you open to changing your mind or thinking about different permutations that might make sense to unlock value?
Wow.
Thank you both.
What a question.
Okay, Ben. So look, you're 100% right about the studio bounce back, and it's really across the board. I do think, as we've discussed at length, I think the film group is going to see better results. We do think that Channing's business, the WB TV production, is going to continue this momentum. We have made investments on the tours and retail side, franchises, an area that we still think is going to have significant opportunity. Games, to your point, is definitely set to recover, and content licensing, as we just discussed a minute ago, is certainly going to be higher from a 2024 starting base. So that's why
content licensing will be higher. I think he misspoke. Starting in 2024. Hello, we're Q3 2024. So maybe he means 2025. But content licensing seems to be a priority on getting the studios and video games to bounce back, because like I said, video games is included underneath studios in terms of accounting.
We have been so confident in our statement that we're going to see $3 billion and then growth from there. Now, is that all going to materialize?
This magical $3 billion, where are they getting it? Please don't tell me they're expecting us to buy ugly skins from the premium shop to the tune of $3 billion. If not, what fraction of that $3 billion is supposed to come from MK1? Because I know they're going to have more premium shop shit. Please, not $3 billion worth.
In 2025, we'll see. A lot of those decisions we'll still need to make, and it's going to depend on the individual business units. But I think we have a very sustainable long-term growth story ahead here for the studio from here. On the one WBD point, look, especially when it comes to content, this is an area where we see the benefits of running this company on an integrated basis every single day. David had it in his...
So this guy is answering the question that David was asked. The dude asked David, why have all these companies together when one side is doing well and one side is failing? Which is a valid question. They love to blame the gaming segment every single quarter, so why not just sell it?
Prepared remarks, the Penguin example, and again, we've made a ton of progress. We're also still in the early innings, so we are definitely getting a return here from running WBD as one integrated company.
Yeah, I didn't really expect the corporates to say, oh, we're going to spin off the companies, but I'm sure that's something that they're thinking about, because if they're receiving questions externally, I'm sure they've had questions internally as well.
Okay, thank you, everybody. That concludes our formal remarks.
I can't believe that. David Zaslav was asked a question, and he did not respond. How do you deal with your business declining for the foreseeable future? That was great. You know what? Let's get the quote there. Yes, I think everybody would agree, or stock. Oh, your stock. Some of these transcripts, they don't get every word. I think everybody would agree your stock is trading like a company that's declining in earnings, sort of for the foreseeable future. Yeah. They mixed up some of the prepositions, but yeah, that was great. I love that. So they do blame a lot on the video games, and you know what? I have a little bit more where they blame specifically Chaos Reigns, which is great. Okay, so Based Lad, the lib meltdowns have been hilarious. Yes, we were just talking about that earlier. If you haven't seen it, you can go back to the beginning, because Jandy is losing his mind calling players of MK1 dumb because his person didn't win for the election. What on earth? Sorry for being absent. No, that's okay. 4 games he wants to sell higher. He wants to drive that price down so he can sell the company. Maybe. Game of Thrones. Yes, those are the 4 things. Harry Potter, Batman more so, MK, and Game of Thrones. These are all like more so mobile franchises, because it's Hogwarts mobile and Game of Thrones mobile game. They love that stuff. I don't know who loves it. Not me. But someone is loving these mobile stuff. Okay. So, Steam charts only for PC community. Yes. Have you watched The Penguin? No, I haven't, but they said The Penguin's good. Mark my words, Carl Urban is... I would agree with you there. I don't think Carl Urban is young enough to be Johnny Cage. He's, like, old. So now we're going to have an old Johnny? Multiverses has always been in trouble. Well, they identified $100 million worth of loss because of underperformance from Multiverses. So I think the developers of Multiverses should be like, oh no, are they going to fire us? Like, they should be worried. Oh, these people should be worried. Even Ed Boon, NRS, they should be worried because they are blaming the video games for why they are not making profits. And they didn't turn a profit this quarter. Una mierda pinchada en un palo. That means something sucks. Oh, una mierda pinchada en un palo. Yay. I love learning. Learning is fun. Even I knew they shouldn't make a Joker 2. Yeah, I would like them to just make Injustice 3 already. Unfortunately, Duan, I don't think Injustice 3 is the thing that's happening, given that they really need NRS to be so devoted to just the one game, Mortal Kombat. There's 4 games, just that one Mortal Kombat game, according to this. So I don't think that the future looks so like rosy, so good, given that MK1's already in the shithole, and now they're gonna be supporting that shithole for longer. Damn. No, I can't. Okay, so here we go. We've got some interesting things here. This is prepared statements that were delivered to all investors as part of a PowerPoint for the conference call. Now, top line here is Warner Brothers Discovery's Q3 results demonstrate once again that while we continue to confront extraordinary disruption in our environment, the strategy we have undertaken to ready Warner Brothers Discovery for future success is showing important results. So what you can decipher from that first statement is they made a loss. They're in the hole. They did not turn a profit this quarter. So if you scroll down here to take a look at some information, you'll find that they actually highlight the performance of Mortal Kombat 1 in the information shared to investors. So they say here, games revenue declined 31%. XFX, I believe that's like some sort of like currency, keeping it static. That's just some like nomenclature they use. But it declined by 31%, primarily driven by the better performance of the prior year's slate, mainly MK1 compared to the current year's slate. So they're saying that games revenue, and they're blaming it on Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns, declined by 31%. Compared to last year. What? What on earth is going on at WB NRS that they have lost WB revenue 31% over last year? Like, they really expected Chaos Reigns to be doing more and more and more. But not that the information that they're sharing to investors is identifying Mortal Kombat 1 for this declining 31%. Driven by the better performance of the prior year slate, mainly Mortal Kombat 1 compared to the current year slate. So Chaos Reigns did not perform as well as Mortal Kombat 1, and as a result, games revenue declined by 31%. Okay. Okay, sure. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. That's what they're saying. So here is really tiny print. And, you know, it's nice and all to have all of these nice words about hope for the future and relying on 4 games and whatever have you. But I think it's always important to take a look at the results, the numbers. Numbers are important. So this is the GAAP income statement, GAAP standing for Generally Accepted Accounting Practices, unaudited, they say. And for the last 2 quarters, they have been just bleeding money. Close to $1 billion for the first quarter, close to $10 billion for the second quarter. This quarter, they merely broke even. $135 million in profit. $135 million in profit. With a company that's carrying $44 billion in debt, I'm sure it's more. This is insane. Actual insanity. Now, they have this other form of insanity for accountants called non-GAAP procedures, which accounts for EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So if you take out all the things that you have expected expenses for, then you actually made a profit. So they have to, I mean, like, no wonder they support the gender delusion. They support number delusion as well. So all this EBITDA and all of this, like, just non-GAAP, like, kill me. Just give me the real numbers. That's the real number. They barely broke even. $1 billion company barely managed to cough up $135 million. Okay, great. So these numbers are actual craziness. I don't think that people should feel safe investing in Warner Brothers. I think that last question summed it up perfectly, where even the investors are saying that your stock is trading like a company that's declining in earnings for the foreseeable future. And hearing David Zaslav say that he's doubling down on just 4 games because there's a loyal constituency for those games feels like he's lying to the investors, he's lying to himself, he's lying to me. Now I don't trust him. I shouldn't have trusted him for a while, but now I don't trust him. So this was a very interesting conference call. I think compared to other conference calls that we have done before, this one was very much focused on video games, actually talking about things like Mortal Kombat 1, saying that games revenue declined by 31%. There was a lot. A lot. So yes, oh boy. Okay, so 23 of you here. Leave a like or get out. Why do you come to these things? Do you like wasting your time? OMG, well, go play MK1. Don't come here. CJ, I hope all those losses lead to an MK9 remaster as a lazy desperation to make money back. I'm fairly certain that they're not making money back. No. Not for the last like 2 quarters they reported all of these losses. So many losses in quarter 2. But quarter 3, like, they're just barely turning a profit. Like, this is okay, Steffi, I'll trust the plan. You know what? You know best. I trust Steffi. And you know what? I voted. I voted for my mom. Not that Zaslav ended the conference with "Necesito mi dinero primero, papi." I can't believe he didn't even bother to respond to that guy. He's just like, I'm out of here. What do they expect when they rush the game out with unpaid intern type development while Capcom are setting the bar of expectation? I would say that Capcom is setting the bar of expectation because I love Street Fighter 6. It's so much fun. Well, it is declining. Yes, lots of decline going on at Mortal Kombat 1. Now, OMG, let's do a little swap. Aw, I was hoping to pull up the game, but, like, it seems like there's something frozen. I should probably figure this out. Give me a second. Okay, hopefully that works. I just had a little technical difficulty, so I had to restart OBS. But as you may know, Mommy died. I miss my mommy so much. I'm probably going to be talking about my dead mom for, like, ever. I've already, like, I'm not going to miss a day not seeing her grave. I feel more at peace seeing her there, I guess. I mean, like, pretty morbid. But yeah, it does make me feel better. But unfortunately, like, it's just led me to this place where I feel like I don't want to play no fucking games. I hate these games. These games suck. Well, not Street Fighter 6. Love Street Fighter 6, but I don't know. I was playing this other game many years ago. It was called Gree. Oh, the audio. It's like, do you hear it? It's dramatic. It's emotional. So apparently they've made a new game. The people who made Gree. Gree is a game about dead mom. But I played it already, so I didn't want to play the same dead mom game. So I got a new dead mom game. Apparently it came out October 15th, just before mommy died. So I haven't played it. I think it's, I don't know. Let's see. It looks pretty good. Ooh, I like this. True work of art. That's cute. Heartfelt story. That's what Dave needs. Oh, man. So perfect it made me cry. Oh my god, do you think Dave would cry at this game? Dave might cry at this game. A spectacular example of art in motion. Oh my god. So Gree was such a beautiful game. I loved it. And it was meant to symbolize the 5 stages of grief. So I'm hoping like this story will like make me feel better. But yeah. Fun. So it's like a platformer. Puzzle platformer. Pretty. I'm hoping like that the music is awesome, because Gree had pretty good music too. Dramatic. Someone died. Yeah, these stories, the spoiler, someone dies. There's some death involved. So I think like maybe this may be a good game for me. So I will be playing this more in the future. Yeah, why not? Better than MK. What am I supposed to play for the next 2 weeks? MK's totally dead. Finish everything in it. So, yeah. I guess, like, Race Against Time. There's gonna... No more Race Against Time. End of season's gonna happen. There's a weekly quest next week. Like... I'll take my weekly brown backing, but that's about it. So this is looking so, like... Classic adventure game. Play the game focusing on the narrative without death. And with slightly easier challenges. I don't know. Adventure mode? I know that there's going to be death in the story. I kind of want... I want to know about the death. So please allow death. Okay, let's see. Is it pretty? Oh, the beginning of Gree was so beautiful. This is already looking so pretty. So this is actually a Spanish game. This comes from España. Yeah, I love it. Oh yeah, it's the same people who did the music from Gree. Aww. This is cute. Aw, there's birds. Yay. Yeah, it's already sad. Not that the bird died. No. Oh my god. I can't. Not that the birdie died. Okay, already traumatic. Okay. Wow. So Dave is going to try and play this game. I think it's going to be so good for him. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad people got out. These of you here at the very end, yes, thank you, my brothers and sisters, for joining. My mom died in 2014. Rip and sorry for your loss. Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss, too. We all miss the queen. Aw, thank you. Love you guys so much. Please don't forget to leave a like or get the fuck out. You know, do something better with your life. Consider joining the Jaded Bunny fam. We're going to be having AFK strategies for next season. That will be another secret. Love me my secrets. So, yeah, if you want all of them, consider joining. But much love to all of my brothers and sisters here in the live stream. Not Freud. Sorcerer. Thank you for being here. Love you guys so much. Love all of you. I am praying for all of you to just spend your time wisely. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.